what's going on, everybody? So I'm here to review for you today The Photograph, starring Issa Rae, Lakeith Stanfield, and a bunch of other people. Some people I really just don't know their names off the rip. Lil Rel is in it. I know that. Lil Rel Howery, he's in here too for sure. It's a little complicated for me because I came into this theater with high hopes and I said I really wanted to see it. After I reacted to the trailer, I was like, oh yeah, I definitely got to go see this. Not only is my girl Issa Rae in here, but this looks like it's going to be a good movie. Like I was feeling it. Normally I'm not into movies like that, but then I saw the trailer, like I said, and I had to go see it. Photograph, directed by Stella Mackey, starring Lakeith Stanfield, Issa Rae, Chelsea Peretti, and a bunch of other people or whatever. So, from my guess, the synopsis is pretty simple. It's the typical love story that you're used to for the most part. Guy meets girl, girl likes guy likes girl, and they eventually get together. And that's how the movie ends. It's just one of them simple romantic comedies that doesn't really live up to the hype that I thought it was going to, if I'm being completely honest here. Off the rip, there was no real chemistry between them, between the two characters when they met. He was writing an article about her mom, who's a famous photographer. He's a journalist. I don't even know really what she did in this movie. It wasn't really explained very well what she did, or maybe I'm just out of the loop and I'm just uneducated like that. Me personally, I don't know. I can't tell you the difference, but I can tell you that I don't know what she did. All I knew is it has something to do with pictures and film. You'd think it'd just be something as simple as a movie, because they went to a movie opening at one of her gallery thingies or something like that, but I don't know what she does specifically. Like, I couldn't tell you what her job title is. I know he's a journalist. I know her mom was a photographer. I know her mom's love interest was for sure a, well, I don't even know what they're actually called though, but I know the job is the shell shucker with the clams and stuff like that. They lived in Louisiana, go figure. I know what they do. I don't know what she does, but that's beside the point. So he meets her trying to pretty much get more information and talk about her mom a little bit so he have more right when he does this story. And off the rip, it's like this like love at first sight type deal. Like they don't make it super obvious that it's love at first sight on her end. She's just kind of like, why is this guy staring at me so hard? But at the end of it all, they were both kind of looking at each other like, dang. And that's fine. It was just a little unexpected, but like not in a good way to me, because the reason being is because there was no time to build to that, because they're both just getting out of terrible relationships. And off the rip we get that Lakeith Stanfield's character he moves too quick, and immediately after getting out of that relationship with this other chick named Tessa, he's quickly trying to jump back into the relationship game with this girl, Issa Rae. So Issa Rae, also known as May. So I don't know. He sees her. He's constantly like on her, trying to get her number and contact her and hang out with her. And he keeps giving her them eyes and stuff like that. And it's just like, oh man, like you got it bad. Like you really going for this one, huh? And it's just, it was kind of hard to watch from time to time, mostly because it's just like, nigga, you thirsty. Like I've never seen anything more thirsty in my entire life. Like it was a lot. It was a lot to digest because it was moving so fast. And I feel like that's something that shouldn't move that fast. The things I can say that were super disappointing about this movie for me, it was hard to watch this pacing. It was hard to deal with the pacing. Like everything happened so fast. He jumped into her DMs way too quick. I was gonna say pants, but he didn't jump into her pants yet. But it was so fast. It was way too fast. It was far too fast. It was kind of, like I said, it was hard to watch. And then he had the nerve to call his friend thirsty because he was trying to like get him to go out with them so he can distract her friend and stuff like that, so he can have a shot to get at her himself. He's walking in front of her. She's walking behind him, but instead of looking forward, he's like looking back at her. Like, oh, you see me seeing you, seeing me type deal. It was just like, okay, man, come on now. Like, I imagine like this was what awkward nerd sex would look like, but that's giving them too much credit because I'm an awkward nerd and I don't have sex like that.
Speaking of which, since we're on the topic, and this, for the record, if you guys haven't figured out, is going to be full of spoilers because I don't really know how to talk about this movie and not spoil it because it wasn't really good enough for me to not want to spoil it because I don't want y'all giving y'all hopes up like I had mine up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, nah.
When they had their one sex scene in this movie, it started off real strong, and I was feeling it. I was in the theater, like body rolling and everything. It was cool. It was cool. They had Ari Lennox from her Shea Butter Baby album playing in the background with the music, the tension, and everything that was going on. I was just like, okay, this is better. This is better. And then it was like the quickest, most wackest, awkward nerd sex scene I've ever seen in my life. Like it made me cringe. Like I enjoy my sex scenes, and I did not enjoy this whatsoever. It was just like, oh, that was it.
Queen and Slim had a better sex scene than this. What is happening today?
Needless to say, I was super disappointed. All in all, if I'm trying to hurry up and speed past all this, long story short, this nigga gets a job in London. He's trying to move on with his life. May is trying to discover the mysteries of her past because her celebrity mom photographer died, and she died of cancer. She lived a secretive life, and she didn't want to leave the earth without any regrets. So she decided to tell her daughter May all her secrets, all her truths, in a letter, like probably 4 or 5 pages long. Just the front, not the back. And it took her a minute. It pretty much was just a movie of her reading her mom's last words to her the entire movie stretch. That's really all it was. We get to see some background history on her mom, her love interest, and all this other stuff or whatever, and that was cool. That was probably really. I think I was more invested in the background than I was in the actual present itself. Like her mom's love story background was way more interesting than hers. Way more interesting. I love that. But you get down to it, I'll come to find out the guy at the old man at the end at the beginning of the film that Lakeith Stanfield was interviewing and stuff like that, that was May's actual biological daddy. And her mom was shady and kind of kept it from him. Uh, Not her fault entirely. It was her fault. It definitely was her fault, but not in like a bad way. She just really sucked at saying goodbye. And when you see the way she grew up with her mom and stuff like that, you'll understand why. Like her mom was like verbally, emotionally abusive and stuff like that, and she kind of made her feel like her job taking pictures wasn't the only thing that she could do. Like you can't get nowhere just taking pictures, and she sure just shooting did get somewhere taking pictures, but her mom was verbally abusive, mentally abusive, and she ended up dying of sickness. I'm going to go ahead and say that was cancer too. And I was just kind of going through my brain in the middle of the theater thinking like, okay, well maybe she's going to die too. Maybe May's going to die, and it's also going to be a cancer. Never got that far. It really doesn't matter. But the point was, this nigga Lakeith Stanfield, he got a job in London while him and May were trying to make things work and stuff like that, and she's tripping out reading this stuff like, I hope I'm not going to be like my mother, the things that we all dread when we get older, like, oh God, I don't want to be like my parents. And sure enough, they end up going their separate ways for a while, and then it all ends with her being like, I'm being stupid. I want to tell him all the things I really want to say, everything I said. I didn't really say, I didn't really mean those things, and I have to change, and blah, 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 blah. We've seen this kind of stuff 1,000 times. And it ends with her taking him to a concert in London, so she compromised. At first, it was all about her not compromising. All in all, you guys, man, the Photograph, I wouldn't watch it again. It was a cool movie. It was worse than what I expected, and I didn't have high expectations, but I was so juiced about this movie, seeing this movie, I was just thinking like, man, this is going to be so good, and it turned out to be kind of meh. And it wasn't even kind of meh, it was just actually just meh. So for that, I have to unfortunately give the Photograph a 5 out of 10. It could have did a lot better, and it could have did a lot worse, but right now, it's just half and half for me. Sorry, you guys. Sorry, Issa Rae. Sorry, Lakeith Stanfield. I love you guys as actors, and I will still support you guys until the end. More Issa Rae than Lakeith Stanfield, honestly. But all the same, this movie just didn't hit for me. That's just me personally. Well, I mean, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates as I update, because I will keep updating. For those of you who are new here or seasoned vets here, especially if you're the anime lovers here, make sure to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. Links will be in the description below. I think you guys should still watch it. I think you guys should still go check it out. And, you know, judge it for yourselves. You guys go watch it for yourself. I think you should still go support this film and give it a shot and see if you are willing to buy it the moment it comes out on DVD, or if you will be like me and probably buy this in the $5 bin just to say that you have it. But until the next time, you guys, I will be here telling it like it is.